Hello procrastinators, Sam here, and today I want to have another live chat discussion regarding rumors for the next possible Sonic game. Now this is not without merit. These are rumors that are going around right now for good reason. There's multiple trademarks and moves that Sega is doing right now that give us an idea on what we might have in store for us in the near future. So stay tuned and let's talk about it. The first bit of news, and probably the biggest bit of news that we have right now, is a new trademark Sega has filed. Now, you might be asking, why is this significant? Why does it matter if Sega trademarks something? Well, this has happened in the past. First and foremost, and recently, we've had trademarks like Sonic Jump, trademark, which if you guys, that's a re-trademark. Like, they've already had Sonic Jump. It was an old mobile game. Doesn't mean they're using it right now, but they like to make sure they still have those like on file. And we did have other trademarks in the past, like Sonic and Friends. Sonic and Friends was a trademark they did last time, and that like cutesy Sonic and Friends campaign they had in Japan. In fact, they sent a few plushies my way as well, and those were super cute. You'll see them in the background of my setup. But yeah, so these trademarks are significant. They do show sometimes what they have planned. Doesn't mean it's a mainline game, doesn't mean it has to be something huge, but it is an indication on what they could be doing. And it could also be a game. We've seen this for Sonic Frontiers and Sonic Origins and past Sonic games. Whenever they trademark them, it sometimes will give away the name of something. So a new this is from the Sonic Stadium, and they say a new Sonic trademark from Sega has just been revealed on Chiatsai. I don't even know what that is. I assume that's like some sort of trademark website. Registered on January 29th, it has all the usual trademarks of a trademark. It covers a wide variety of categories, from machinery to education and entertainment to computer programs to ROM cartridges. Beyond that, in the name, we don't know much, though we may find out something soon. Trademarks are typically registered at the time or shortly after a product's announcement, especially when it's something big like a major game or show. Generally, we only get trademarks ahead of time when it's for something small. Sonic and Friends, the series TikTok animated shorts, and merch line was first revealed via a trademark and was a Knight's Dream Wheel, a slot game, and Yakuza Wars, a gacha mobile game. In the later case, the trademark was filed roughly a month before the game's reveal. So again, it is an indication that doesn't mean it has to be something serious, but it could be something, and it could be something that we it could be serious. So with that said, I want to talk about the word Blitz, because I do feel like it is something interesting compared to, like, say, Sonic and Friends, right? When that was trademarked. When we officially saw that, to us, we all got the idea of maybe it's like a Sonic show, or maybe it is, something like a series, and that's exactly what it was. It ended up being like a small TikTok series, and kind of this campaign they had in Japan. But I feel like with the name Sonic Blitz, there's a bit more to that that makes me believe that there's a bit more to this than it may let on. I don't think it's going to be something small. I do have a feeling it could be something significant, because for those that don't know, Blitz actually means, and I'm not kidding here, I actually have the definition of Blitz here, just for those that don't know. It's a sudden, energetic, concerted effort, typically on a specific task. For me specifically, as an American, when I hear Blitz, I do think of American football, because Blitz is when the team rushes the quarterback. It's a blitz from the team, a sudden movement from the team to rush in and get the quarterback as fast as possible. And when I heard the name Sonic Blitz, my initial reaction was that maybe it's a sports game. Now, you guys can let me know, in the chat and in the comments on YouTube, if you guys agree with me, or what you guys think Sonic Blitz is when you guys hear that name, because it could literally be anything. For me, I am actually leaning a bit more towards either a Sonic fighting game or a Sonic sports game. Now, you might be asking, why a sports game? Well, we haven't had like a Sonic sports thing in a while, and I think it's also important to remember Mario and Sonic Olympic Games is no more. They are not making any more Mario and Sonic Olympic games anymore. The Olympic Foundation, or the committee on the Olympics, they stopped that. for very stupid reasons. I think it was something to do with NFTs or something. But it's important to know that they're not doing that anymore. And I do feel like the people that were in charge of that, and maybe even Sega, would want to probably fill that place in somehow and have that team doing something. So Sonic Blitz could be a sports themed game, whether it's football or maybe it's like the Olympic Games, but just Sonic, and it's just a wide variety of party games. I don't know, but it is a possibility, no matter what it is. So let me know in the chat. Do you guys think it could be something sports related, or do you guys think it could be like a 3D battle game? And now, why would I say a battle game? That seems a bit out there. Well, once again, that is not without merit. Because, and I wish I was joking, but I'm not, we just got word, I think yesterday night, literally late yesterday night, that Sega is specifically hiring for developers for a 3D battle action game. Now, why is this significant? Obviously, Sega has, a wide variety of IPs, a wide variety of games, and once again, unlike Sonic Blitz, though, this specifically, it does not mean it is going to be tied specifically to Sonic, but there is a reason why this is significant, and I will read that right here, thanks to Tails Channel. Sega's second division, which is home to Sonic Team, are now hiring staff to help develop a 3D battle action game, and that's why this is significant. Sega's second division is home to Sonic Team, so this is the exact team, the exact division in Sega that does house Sonic Team. Now, does that mean it's going to be Sonic? No, obviously that team does make a wide variety of things, but once again, it kind of makes me go back to maybe the Olympic Games and the fact that team is not going to be doing anything anymore, so maybe this has something to do with it. I don't know. They continue on and say, it's worth noting that the Sonic IP is not their only focus, and they're working on rebooting other classic IPs, which might be what the listing is for. And yeah, like I mentioned before, we have a wide variety of Sega IPs that are, coming back, obviously. They announced it, I think, last year at the Game Awards, or actually, I think it was 2 years ago now. I don't remember. Sega announced like 5 series coming back, so we know that they're busy doing stuff. Again, this might not be for Sonic, but it is important to note that this isn't just a random division of Sega. This is the exact same team that does house Sonic Team, so that's why it is something to think about. Now, why could this be tied to Sonic? I think this is significant because this and the trademark with Sonic Blitz both kind of happened at the same time. Sonic Blitz happened, I think, a day ago, and this details of the development or them hiring staff for a 3D battle action game happened last night. So this did kind of happen around the same time, so this could be connected. These two things could be connected. That's why Sonic Blitz could be a fighting game, could not be. Either way, I think I speak for everyone in the chat when I say, like, we would love a Sonic fighting game. I would. The last time we had it was Sonic Battle in the early 2000s. And before that, I think, was Sonic the Fighters. And I think that's really it when it comes to Sonic fighting games. Sonic fighting games is not something we see very often, and I would love them to tap into that market. Fighting games are very popular, and I think that also potentially had a bit of an impact on that, and I will go into that in a second here. But before I go into the influence, I do want to talk about these trademarks that Sega did file before. Now, again, we did talk about Sonic Jump a little bit ago. They already had that trademark before, so that's more of like probably a resubmission, just make sure they sustain that trademark. But there was another one, and we didn't really talk about this. It's called Sonic Spin Battle. Now, keep in mind, names could change throughout development, but the fact that the word battle is on here could mean that this Sonic Blitz, for all we know, could be something completely different, and this 3D battle action game could be called Sonic Spin Battle. Because what the heck is Sonic Spin Battle? Like, to me, that really does it. Like when I hear that, it does make it sound like it could be a fighting game of sorts or something like that. But I don't know. It really could be anything. But that is something to keep in mind. There was that trademark a few months back, and it could be tied to this battle action game. So with that said, I do want to read a little bit of what this job description is asking for, because, you know, it could be interesting. So they're looking to something for game balance adjustments. So that is very important for a battle game. Obviously, stage creation, creating various data, debug work. High school graduate or above, healthy, cheerful, responsible, and with a good communication skills. That's right. You need to at least finish high school to work for this game. Those who can work long term, basic computer skills, 3D battle action games, and play them a lot. So they want people that really know their stuff for this. Basic knowledge and or experience working in Unreal Engine. That is interesting, and I don't know if anyone's really talked about that, but yeah, this is specifying that this game probably will specifically run in Unreal Engine. Now, that is not something that we see with Sonic, I don't believe. So, what do you make of that, chat? A game running in Unreal Engine. The mod potential is insane if that's true. Yeah, I guess so. It could be. So it could be for other series you guys are mentioning. Virtual Fighter. That is something. Again, it might not be Sonic related, but it could be Virtual Fighter. Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Yeah. So I mean, it looks like there's a bunch of other games, fighting games that have run in Unreal Engine. So I guess it's not unreal to think that they would be using that engine that was used in so many fighting games in the past. Streets of Rage and all that such. Yeah, Streets of Rage was also announced as well. So again, it might not be Sonic, but it is interesting. They are specifically looking for Unreal Engine devs. And I also want to mention too, I think it's cool that they're specifying this is 3D. I just think that's, I don't know if that's like an indication of like technically Smash Bros, if that is considered 3D. I know they use 3D models, but it is on a 2D plane. But I feel like when I hear 3D battle action games specifically, I do think of like Sparking Zero. And that is actually why I do want to go into why I think this is significant that they're hiring for this, if there was the potential for a Sonic battle game. And specifically, I want to talk about if they were doing that jump, what I would want to see and why Sega would probably make that decision. First off, Sparking Zero was a huge release. People were super excited for it. And I don't think I'm crazy in saying that, like, when I was watching like Sonic Movie 3, that last 30 minutes with Super Sonic versus Super Shadow, like I was just thinking about like the fact that it's like it was a Dragon Ball fight. It was literally a Dragon Ball fight. And I love Sparking Zero. I play it with my friends, and we've had multiple streams of them here. And I just feel like the potential of a Sonic fighting game in the style of Sparking Zero is really high. Now I do want to go into some of my wishes if it was a thing, and if it's not, and I'll just be super quick about it. Obviously there's a large cast of Sonic characters you could choose from, and I think with a Sonic fighting game, I think Sega could really lean into this and really go crazy and have such a diverse cast with a wide variety of moves. Obviously, we're talking about Sparking Zero. There's a lot of super forms in that game. Sonic could definitely do the same. We have characters like Sonic, Shadow, Silver, Tails, Knuckles, and Mecha Sonic, for example, that could technically go super and can technically fly. Metal Sonic could fly. There's a lot there in terms of characters that could have verticality to the movement to be kind of like Sparking Zero. But obviously, I would like, base forms as well. More combat that is more grounded. And that could definitely happen if we go with like more normal characters. But, I think with a fighting game with Sonic, there's so much potential when it comes to style. I think animation is super important when it comes to fighting games. I remember Sparking Zero, that was a big thing, was like the animations and the victory animations and the poses and the voice lines. That could go a long way. And not to mention, I do recall, if you guys remember, Sega in recent history mentioned they wanted Sega to have an IP that is in esports, and a Sonic fighting game, or any fighting game for that matter, could totally do that. And this could be that game, by the way. They wanted to target esports in some capacity. This could be that. But going back to Sonic again, I think it'd be cool to target, the movesets of Sonic characters. Like in Sonic Heroes, they got speed type, you got your flight type, you got your power type, kind of like a rock, paper, scissor type combat where certain moves will combat other moves and certain other moves will be more powerful and nullify other moves. I feel like that's important and would definitely add to the competition of a fighting game. I think obviously, you know, Sonic itself, if we're centering just specifically on Sonic, the Sonic series itself has a wide variety of maps and worlds that you could choose from for a fighting game. And I think it's really important, on top of choosing a wide variety of worlds and maps, I think Levolution is really important. I think the thing I really like about Sonic, it's like All Stars Racing Transformed, is the Levolution, how each lap the racetrack would change. And I know this is a discussion that could also lean into Crossworlds coming out later this year, but I think Levolution adds to the replayability for any game, and I feel like Levolution for a fighting game could go a long way, and I think it'd be really cool to see that in a fighting game if they were to do that for Sonic. Obviously music, and more important than all, good multiplayer. That is one thing Sega struggles with, is having a good multiplayer base for Sonic. I think the like I think of like PSO2, like that has a good multiplayer base. I really want that for Sonic, a game that can have sustained life, sustained updates over time, maybe in between major releases, major games. We could go back to this game and play some more of it over time. I would love to see a good multiplayer Sonic game, and a battle fighting game would be amazing. I think that would be absolutely insane. And I think with my wish list out of the way and my speculation out of the way and getting the news out there, letting you guys know why people are discussing a potential new Sonic game, you know, regarding the Sonic Blitz trademark and the new hiring developments they have going on at Sega in Japan, I do want to turn it over to those in the chat. What do you guys hope to see? What do you guys think regarding the trademark? Do you guys think this is Sonic related? Do you guys think it's not Sonic related? Let's talk about it now. A Sonic Battle sequel, yeah. Like just something that would be honing in on like Sonic Battle, maybe bringing back those characters from the game would be cool. Like Honey the Cat would be great. It could be a Sonic Gacha game. That is important, I guess, to say, right? Again, this is all speculation, and this could very easily, regarding like Sonic Blitz specifically, it could be like a small series, it could be a mobile game, but I do feel like that name has more weight to it than regular trademark, so I do hope it's a bit more significant than maybe like a gacha game or something like that. Sonic Spin Battle could be a Sonic Battle sequel. It could be, it definitely could be, and I do know there's been a lot of discussion. People really like the Advanced series. I know I do. I've been saying that for a long time. And the style of battle. And I would love to see more of that. I know I played Battle last year a lot on stream with Evan and Dylan. And we created like our own Emerald characters. And it was so fun to see and customize our own robots and give them special abilities and to fight each other using the Game Boy. It was really cool. I recommend you guys checking out that stream. But that does go to show the potential of something like Sonic Battle, and I would love to see something like that return, and maybe that could be it. Moonlight says, if it's Sonic related, I think we saw how popular the Marvel fighting game and other similar games, and we know Sega always tries to go for the popular style, and that is true. I'm currently a huge fan of Marvel Rivals. I had multiple streams about that, and hero shooters are very popular, but I think what it is for me, it's not just because it's a hero shooter, it's because it's a fun game, and it's a fun multiplayer game, more important, and I think that's really just what I want for Sonic. I really just want a fun multiplayer game, and I'm sure Sega's seen that, and they probably would want to capitalize on that in some form or fashion. Experimentation with art styles, even if it's 3D, there's a lot you can do there. And you are right, Joshua, there is. I do know a lot of people really like Sonic with like a shell shaded look, and I think there's a lot of potential there, kind of like Spark and Zero. I would love to see a new style for a Sonic game. I haven't seen that, I don't think, since Sonic Riders, where they really kind of added a new style to these characters for the game that's synonymous with that series. I would love to see that return. Sonic Spin Battle sounds like a party game to me. It could be, but I don't think they would have the word battle in it if it's a party game. At least for me specifically, when I hear battle, I do think it's a fighting game, and I don't know if they would really go that route for a party game. Sonic Blitz could totally be a party game. Honestly, There's so much potential with the name Sonic Blitz, but when they're specifically asking for a 3D battle action game, I feel like it does really focus that attention to like a fighting game. Fall says, my hope is that we can expand on the moveset and powers of these characters. We rarely see these guys shine. In Sonic Battle, it was really cool to see these guys in action. Even New Horizons was cool. I agree, and I think, especially with the popularity of Sonic's friends, let's keep that in mind. We've seen, you know, how popular they are in the Sonic movie universe. We've seen how important it was for Sega to include multiple playable characters in Sonic Superstars, and with the update for Sonic Frontiers Update 3. And with more movies on the way, with more characters like Metal Sonic and Amy, and the potential of even more characters after that in the Sonic movie universe, I think Sega knows like having Sonic's friend is a popular thing right now. It's something we didn't really get to do too much of in the early 2000s because people always were complaining about Sonic's friends, and they did it anyways. But I'm happy to see that the popularity of those characters are kind of with them now, and knowing Sega, they would definitely want to capitalize on that. And I think having multiple characters and really taking influence in each one's unique abilities now in a fighting game or in any sort of game would be really cool. Now, that also is something I can mention here, is even though, again, this is like a 3D battle game, it is important to note that if we do get a Sonic battle game, it could be in the style of Smash Brothers. Look, as much as I'm a Sonic fan, I will admit Sonic is fashionably late to mostly everything that it does, and it would not dawn on me if, you know, we have so many Smash Brother clones. I know Nickelodeon tried to capitalize on it, and I think we had one recently and it didn't really do that great. I would not be surprised if Sega was like, we're gonna do it and we're gonna see if we could do it right. I don't know. Would be something interesting to see though if they did a Smash Brothers clone, but with Sonic specifically. Not something I wouldn't see Sega doing. It definitely could. I would prefer it to be something else, but Smash Brothers could totally happen. Yeah, multiverse is what it was. Yeah, it just died on arrival. Alrighty, well, I think that's really all there is to discuss right now regarding both the trademark for Sonic Blitz and Sega's new hiring objective over in Japan. I know this is a lot of speculation. None of this is confirmation or anything. The only real confirmation we have really is Sonic Blitz and the Sonic Spin Battle thing, because those are actual trademarks Sega did. Will they utilize them? We don't know. Most of the time, they do end up utilizing them in some way. Either way, I do want to hear from you guys down in the comments. If there is a Sonic fighting game or any sort of game regarding this Sonic Blitz, what do you guys think about Sonic Blitz will be? If there is a fighting game, what do you guys want to see in that fighting game? And I would love to hear from you guys in the chat. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for those in the live chat as well. I appreciate you guys watching this video, and I'll text you. I messed up. It's all right. And I will catch you guys in the next one. See you later, procrastinators.